Hello, dear viewers. Thank you so much for joining me today. Okay, the news is crazy. And I feel like I say that every time. But anyway, let's look at some of these things. All right, what about the future of the U.S. postal system? Let's look at that one. And as it pertains to the future of mail-in voting, all right, so here in the U.S., for our friends who are not in the U.S., we have always enjoyed a really reliable postal system. You know, certainly there, here and there, maybe there have been minor things, but really in the U.S., as in many other countries, when you mail something, you're sure it's going to get there, and it's going to get there quickly. Well, now all that has changed under Louis DeJoy, and he is a major Republican donor, fundraiser, also, who was given the Postmaster General post, and has let employees know that they may be distressed, that they're used to seeing all the mail delivered on a given day, and maybe that won't happen anymore. And now there's memos to states saying, the mail-in ballots, well, they may not get there in time. So everybody's worried about this. You know, lately these headlines hit. And then I have to tell you, we are all looking, going, is somebody going to do something about this? Can somebody do something about this? All right, well, Louis DeJoy's been referred for criminal charges in a couple of states, a couple of attorney generals are looking at whether or not they should prosecute him with a crime, because to delay the mail purposely is a felony. To destroy mail is, but this would be purposely delaying it. So, and Donald Trump too referred for a possible criminal complaint. So what happens with all this, Spirit? I'm just going to say that and start pulling cards for the Celtic Cross. In the heart of the matter, we have the Three of Coins. The Three of Coins. Okay, well, those are, yes, consulting with attorneys. You bet. Of course they are. They're consulting with attorneys. They're looking at the books, consulting the law. You got it. Trying to build greater security. None of that feels balanced, right? The challenge is the King of Wands, and there is, the King of Wands went flying. Okay, I'll get him later. Our King of Wands. So that's rising Democratic political energy, right? And possibly Joe Biden, right? This is the new political energy that's purposeful and mature and rising up. But the challenge is, what can they do about it? And can they do anything about it? You know, the Democrats have the House. They don't have the Senate. Trump has been installing lackeys in different cabinet positions. All right, underneath it all, we have, and I'm getting another meeting for that. If that's Joe Biden, then the challenge is also, how do we save the vote? How do we, those who would vote to have him in, how do we save that? Underneath it all, we have the Seven of Coins, right? Now, nobody's feeling very secure about this. Past is the Queen of Rods. And so that is, well, right, Kamala Harris, perhaps, Nancy Pelosi, the rising female Democratic energy. I wonder about, I feel like there's something that could have been done, a step that could have been taken, but they are scrambling and trying to figure out what they can do and coming up against the limits of their power very frequently. Above it all, we have, two cards, the Devil and Justice. Okay, well then that's Bill Barr. All right, I've wondered a little bit about, when I get this Justice card, does that sometimes mean Bill Barr? because he is the head of the Justice Department, and he does Trump's bidding. He acts as Trump's personal attorney, and that's been a really big trouble. So we're bedeviled by the Justice Department. Oh my gosh, so that's saying don't count on it. Don't count on criminal charges coming against DeJoy. This is what the issue is. All right, in the immediate future, we have the 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords, but reversed. So, there will be lots said about this. Scary things said. If I was DeJoy, I wouldn't be too comfortable with what's going to be coming out in the press. But now it was reversed. So meaning it takes a while for that to put an end to this nonsense. And that's all they want is a while. They just want delays. Okay, what about at the root of the matter? 8 of Swords. Who's constrained, Spirit? Give us a clarifier. The 10 of Cups. Okay, so that is that the Republicans are constrained from completely, they're worried about themselves. So in other words, anybody who's not at the top of the food chain, anybody who's not Donald Trump, is going to be worried about those criminal referrals. They will be concerned. And the lawmakers are not going to want to look like they are supporting this action, lest they too put themselves in legal jeopardy. This is a serious business. You know, we're caught off guard because, I mean, frankly, the U.S. postal system has worked so well for so long that it's just a whole new world to think about a country in which where that's not happening, and all of the consequences of that. And so, right. So in other words, I think Republican lawmakers too will step forward and say this is not acceptable. This is not all right. Okay, they will. Yeah, I see it, money coming to the U.S. Postal Service, and with the mandate that they fix this, coming fairly soon, after a small delay with that 10 of Swords reversed, and a lot of furor in the press. So, okay, what about the immediate environment? Page of Cups, a Page of Coins, we're going to be hearing very quickly some more positive news that, okay, you know, there's money going to be coming for this, and, you know, maybe even monitoring. They got their delay, though. And then we have the Hanged Man reversed for the hopes and fears. We're hoping the delay doesn't last too long. That's what it is. This is all designed to decrease faith in voting, decrease faith in mail-in voting. So even though I feel like Trump and, yes, William Barr, yeah, he knows too, this can't be taken on indefinitely. This will have to be fixed, but they're just hoping to decrease the faith in it. They're hoping to decrease some of the ballots arriving. They're hoping to contribute to chaos. It's another way in which Trump can say, oh, well, who knows who won? You know, it might take us a long time to sort it out. In the meantime, I'm just going to stay in power. Okay, outcome, 10 of Cups, something with the Republican Party. Let me see the clarifier. Oh, I just shuffled and got it again. 10 of Cups. I'm a big happy family. I don't like the feeling from that card, you guys. I feel like that means, unfortunately, Trump, DeJoy, and others get away with this too much. There should be consequences. Don't hold your breath is what I'm hearing. They won't be able to keep this going on indefinitely, but like I said, there should be consequences. Don't hold your breath. What's the clarifier? Ah, there's the Hanged Man. But correct position, upright. There will be a delay, though. There will be a delay. There will be a delay in justice. That's what I'm hearing. There will be a delay in real justice. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Okay, there again is the promise that, yes, eventually this will all be seen for what it was, and there will be many investigations and changes of laws and greater accountability built in. And then I keep on, wow, I keep on shuffling, and I keep getting the Ten of Cups. I think Spirit's just wanting to call my attention to the fact that the corruption isn't simply Donald Trump, and it's not simply William Barr. They couldn't do all of this. They couldn't do all of this if there weren't a bunch of people covering each other's backs because they're part of the family. They couldn't do all this without that. The corruption is, what's alarming about this, you guys, is that obviously the corruption is more widespread than anyone had considered. I don't want to say anyone, but most. Okay, well, how does it all turn out, Spirit? There's Trump, 8 of Wands, many things going forward at once. 2 of Wands, still people are weighing their options. This gets a lot of Republicans really concerned, in fact, where they're even so concerned that they are talking about maybe we need to drive him out and run Pence. There are enough people, there are enough Republicans concerned. So in other words, even though when I get that 10 of Cups, it's not reassuring about the Republican Party, there is, right after that, the reminder that, but there are a number of lawmakers, even in that party, that, are not in favor of Trump. There's a lot of dirt back there, though. Ace of Cups. And the Lover's card. They're in bed with each other. A lot of in bed with each other. So there's a lot happening with Trump very quickly. I believe that's about his legal woes, which are increasing, right? We have the Manhattan attorney's office coming in, honing in pretty quickly on his financials. We have him losing court battles to deny subpoenas lately. In the last month, there were 3 separate losses that he had, I believe, that where he was trying to obstruct justice, trying to say, I don't have to turn this over, trying to fight that. So things are moving forward very quickly with that 8 of Wands. I do feel his desperation increasing. I feel like he knows. Either I get reelected and I maintain power, or I really could go to jail. He knows this. And not only that, but his family members. So he is more desperate, you guys, meaning he will try about anything. Clarity and good judgment. Judgment falls on him, though. So the more desperate he gets, the more he falters in the polls. He doesn't pull it together, and I've seen this with the rest of his campaign season. I wondered for a while, well, surely, because he has a cycle, right? Surely he'll kind of pull it together for a few weeks here. Hasn't happened, and it doesn't look like it will. I feel like he's really turned, and he's not trying to win anymore. Now he's trying to, certainly trying to keep the votes he's got, but trying to sow chaos and confusion and hang on to his power, find a way to cheat to win. And I've seen that. So, does it work? And if it does, for how long? 8 of Swords. See, he is constrained. He is not as powerful as he thinks. He thinks he can do this. He thinks he can do that. But he there will be some constraint coming up against him. We have the Empress. We're pregnant with a new possibility. I feel like that's a good card. People are more than ready to be done with him in office. And we have the Four of Cups, but he doesn't accept it at first. This is what I do think happens. I think that he sows confusion around the election and around the counts. And in fact, I think he may claim victory, you guys. I think he may say, I am victorious, and nobody believes it. And even his voters are skeptical. Like, not all of them, of course, some of them, just the cult of Trump, and that he can do no wrong. But I think it takes a while to sort out, you guys. I think he makes sure it does, but I don't think he is able to prevail. So this will be interesting. There will be so much work to do to close these loopholes and these gaps and these areas in which our system has relied on norms, political norms, like gracious succession speeches, gracious concession speeches. Gracious succession, right, too, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I think that there will be a lot of work to put things into law that used to be norms. Yes, I do. I think it's going to be crazy. But I don't see him able to hang in there and do more harm for a second term. I just don't see it. Four of Wands. I do almost see him declaring victory, though. 10 of Cups. And in fact, there would be a lot of Republicans who would say, yeah, sure he is. And there's hope for them. But, Chariot, things moving forward very quickly. Somehow Democrats also, they obtain more power in this next election. They expand their base of power. They broaden their base of power. Ace of Wands, opportunity. So there's a delay while they do figure it all out, the Hanged Man. Okay. All right, guys. So any advice to us, Spirit? 10 of Coins. Okay. In other words, stability. Work for the stability of your own family. It's okay. I feel like it's a reassurance. I feel like it's a reassuring card. Like, there is more stability in this country than it feels like right now. And it is possible to establish security for you and yours. It is. So build on that. Don't give that up. The way he wins is we buy in, right? We allow the chaos to discourage us and distract us. So, all right. So in other words, I'm hearing it will be all right in the long run. This is going to continue like this, get crazy like this for a while. But every crazy thing he tries just exposes one other area that requires the attention of legislators in the next term. So, okay. All right. Any other advice for us, Spirit? 2 of Coins. Remember, we do have a 2-party system. And we will continue to. Balancing things out. Look at that. We have the Temperance Angel, 2 of Cups. Very gradually and wisely, this will be sorted out. And sometimes we don't like gradual. But the fact of the matter is, there are so many policies and procedures and steps to be taken. That's our salvation as well. Against people like Trump who would try to upend everything overnight. Okay, I did want to ask about Louis DeJoy. What happens with him, Spirit? Ooh, ugh. Okay. So we have Well, the Tower, we have the Five of Cups, he has regrets. We have the world. The world's watching. This is a problem for everybody. Well, of course it is. International trade, for Pete's sakes. You know, this is a problem for everybody and for people with a lot of money. Nobody's going to stand for the postal system to be corrupted in this way. It'll take a little bit. We did see that. It'll take a little bit. They will straighten it out. I think he's getting fired. I think he's having to leave. I think he's having to leave at some point here. And I do think Trump will say, yeah, he was bad at it. Yeah, that was the problem. He was not. I've lost faith in him. But there will be an investigation. He will be investigated with that King of Swords. Yep, King of Coins. People, Jeff Bezos doesn't like this, for goodness sakes. But there are a lot of, very large corporations and companies who rely on the U.S. postal system to do what it's supposed to do it quickly and reliably. And this is, oh my gosh, this is not good. So we'll see. This week is good. Expect the headlines to be on fire about this for the next few days. All right. Well, I thank you all. Keep the faith. Keep focusing on what profits you, brings you peace, brings your family peace, brings your community peace, what's good. All right. Well, I thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.